Hello everyone, and you're watching Peter Does Games! And we're back in Euro Truck Simulator 2. So as this loads, I just want to let you know, next week I will actually be away for a work trip that we have to do. And so I'm going to pre-record some episodes in between now and then, but I'm not sure exactly when they will release. My normal schedule is to do a truck simulation video every other day. More or less, and not sure if that will happen, but I will try to get at least some kind of content up during those days while I am away. For now, let's jump into the job market, do another quick job, and again we can go from anywhere, so we might as well do price per distance, and it looks like Strasbourg to Zurich, or Zurich, not sure exactly how you pronounce that, so we'll just go ahead and take this job and head on out. So again, going to be in the sunny state of Florida for this work trip, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm not really looking forward to the actual travel out there though. I do not enjoy flying as much as when I was a young one, a youngling as the old Star Wars would put it from the prequels. And yeah, it just kind of gets a little old being in a small metal tube going at hundreds of miles an hour along with a bunch of strangers where you can't really move much for about 3 hours. Not exactly what I would consider a fun, entertaining thing. Then again, I wouldn't really necessarily consider what I'm recording a fun, entertaining thing, and yet there are still people who watch it. So, you know, there's that. To each his own. In any case, let's get headed on the road. Oh goodness, this hill is pretty steep for this truck, which is slightly underpowered. I'm hoping that after this I will have enough money to be able to take the loan and then head on over, get to the right lane, and get my truck. I'm looking forward to a Scania. As I mentioned in the first episode, I believe, I typically play with Volvo, and I really like Volvo in this game, but I've heard good things about Scania trucks, and so I'm looking forward to see if they are accurate. I gotta drop down to 50 on this. There we go. Let me concentrate on this corner really quick. This corner is actually not too bad, all things considered, especially doing only 50 miles an hour, or 50 kilometers per hour, sorry. And we can speed all the way up. I think this lane stays, so we'll stay in this lane for now. I try and stay in the right-hand lane for as much as I can, because I believe that is where trucks are legally required to go. In general, slower traffic is supposed to stay in the right lane. And I got a new mare. So that could even be the increase in my loan. And if I've got that, then I'll even buy extra trucks and hire some drivers. But it could also be things like for the special transport cargo, because I got that DLC as well. So we'll see what it says when I get to it. And it looks like the left lane ends there, not my lane. So I chose well to stay in this lane. From the visuals, I kind of like this truck as well. It's got a nice cockpit. I'll call it that. I'm not sure what it's actually called. I guess cabin in the truck lingo, but for me it feels kind of like you're in a spaceship, so I call it a cockpit. But I like the look of it. That said, part of the reason I like Scania trucks is because from what I've read online, and it's been a while since I looked into it, but from what I've read online, they, along with Volvo, tend to have the most horsepower for their upper end engines. So that's why I like it. However, just so you guys know, if you didn't already, there is an achievement where you have to put something like 1,000 kilometers on every single truck, like one from every company that's in the game, and it has to be trucks you own. So for example, this trip does not count towards that achievement at all. So I will be buying a truck from every single brand and driving it for at least, I think it's like 999 kilometers, might be 1,000, something like that. I don't remember the exact details. And let me go ahead and move over so that truck or that car can merge, and then I'll come back over. And apparently, yeah, I'm in a slower speed zone. And in Euro Truck Simulator, what they like to do is put those slow speeds in right in front of a camera that will catch you speeding, because they just switched the speed on you. Another thing I've noticed is when you're in the small towns in Eastern Europe, way out in the former Soviet republics and things like that, then they don't post the speed limit when you enter a town. It's usually dropped down to 50 kilometers per hour, but sometimes it's 40. And there's usually a camera right after that as well. So now I can go back up to 90 because I'm through that stretch, and I believe I'm going to want to head and get into the other lane because of the slow moving trucks that are on the right hand side. I will be passing them. Plus it will help me a little bit with the traffic trying to merge, so I don't have to deal with that. In general, and I think it's because of the speed limiters that are put in to the game, so the trucks can't go above 90 unless you turn that off. In general, I think traffic runs better in Euro Truck Simulator than in American Truck Simulator. There's still slower moving traffic, but you can't go that much faster than them regardless, so it doesn't really matter. So like right now, I'm potentially catching up a little bit on the right, but I think we're doing roughly the same speed now. And so I'm kind of trapped in this lane now. I am going just barely faster than that truck on the right, though. As you can see, I'm now surpassing him. But speed limit drops down to 80 again. I do have a retarder on this truck, so that helps because I can just change the cruise control. I don't really have to hit the brake. That's part of why I like the retarder on this. It simplifies everything. In fact, I believe there was once a mod that would let you it would just do a switch on your speed automatically to match whatever the speed limit was. But unfortunately, when I was looking for it, apparently the mod author, the guy who made the little program that does it, has removed it from the internet, doesn't want it out there anymore. So there are some people who keep it alive with updates, but they don't give you the base thing, the base mod anymore, out of respect for the fact that the guy wanted it to be removed. And so I'm kind of in the boat where I don't have that mod, and so I could get updates, but we got some traffic up here, so let me slow down to 50. And I'm going to need to merge over there. In any case, I don't have that mod, so let's see, I need to turn on my cruise control when we get up to 50 again, I think. Okay, there we go, 50. Road construction, always fun. I think that that's been there even since the base game. I just rarely drive this road, so it seems familiar. I don't think it's one of the random things that happen in the game, because they do put random detours in now. But again, I think that's been there since the base game, because I seem to remember it from before that coming through the Alps, which I think is what this is, there were random road construction things like that in the past. Again, this isn't a route that I've taken frequently in the game through the years, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see, I will want to stay in this lane, I believe. And we can accelerate up to 80. Yes, we're going to be doing the Actually, we're going to be going straight. So let me get back over. So I think this peels off in the turn lane, and it does. We're going straight to do the loop-de-loop. And let's slow this on down. Yeah, all the way down to 40, looks like. And this looks like one of the really old school interchanges from back in the original version of the game. And sometimes even doing the speed limit on this is a little bit too fast because of how narrow everything is. I'm going right next to the guardrail on my left so that the trailer doesn't hit onto the lampposts that are there. Anyway, we're going to be departing right off of this one, so I can just stay in this lane again. We're almost done with this delivery. So the nice thing about starting off a new version of the game is that the trips are fairly short. The videos don't get horrendously long. It's easier for me to edit them. I could always keep them that way, but for fun, I like doing the really long trips, really. I believe I gotta slow down up here, so yep. Keep it at 50. Try and stay in my lane there too. Yep, still 50 there. Okay. So we'll be discovering another town here. Zurich will pop up, and I believe one of the achievements is to locate every town, although it might actually be that we have to buy a garage in every town, so not just locate them. I know for some of the DLC like Viva la France and the Italian one and all that stuff, you have to actually visit the cities as well, but I think the main ones in Europe, the Central Europe portion that were part of the base game originally, is you have to actually buy the garage for that achievement. I believe the achievement is still for every single city in the entire game, because unlike American Truck Simulator, I believe Euro Truck Simulator has a garage in every city. Now, you don't have enough drivers in the game to populate every single garage fully. I don't even think if you were doing most of them as small garages that you would necessarily have enough of the drivers in there. But purchasing a garage will help in other ways. Let's see, once I'm through this intersection, I'm going to go ahead and get over to this lane. And we will be turning here, but then immediately to the right once we're through. And I just realized I cannot see the stoplight, so I will go when he goes. I could change the camera view and find it, but that would break immersion. Alright, now I make sure I can see that stoplight. Alright, and now we're almost there. And since the other question mark was a truck dealer, then this question mark is going to be a recruiting agency. And let's see what they give us for parking options on this one. So we get a 90, which goes into there. Okay, I'm going to back it up from this direction then. Make sure that I'm far enough away from that fence. I try to use my mirrors as much as I can. But now I can't see the parking spot anymore. And let's see if I can get it on this side. So again, what I'm going to do is kind of move this just barely so that the rear is facing towards the back right corner from this angle. Like that. And then I'm going to just try and turn this as much as I can to straighten that up. And try not to go too far. And we got it. There we go, on the careers time, 3/5 of the way through, so I guess we only need 5 to get that achievement. I believe it's 5 of any routes that we choose. And because I want to keep them short for now, normally I would go long distance the whole way, but I want to get shorter deliveries for this YouTube to start with. So I'm thinking I'll go ahead and get the ADR first after this. Do I want one more? No, we'll keep it at 350 for now. That should be fine. So I'll get the ADR and then I'll do the high value, fragile, and just in time, get that up. Eco driving is really not worth focusing on until everything else is done, in my opinion. It will save you a little bit on gas fees, but especially if you're doing quick jobs, you don't need that. So go ahead and apply. And let's see what the emails were, because there's 2 of them now. So drivers with loan equipment needed, and then special transport. So I don't have the extra loan capacity yet. And what is my total up? It's still going to be a little bit, just a hair under what I need to get a truck if I take the loan. So I'm going to leave that for now, do another job the next time that I'm out, and then probably buy the truck after the next episode, maybe at the end of that episode. In any case, everybody who's watching, I hope you have a wonderful day. And everybody who's not watching, I hope you have a wonderful day too, but you'll never know about it. Peace out.